Hey everyone, welcome to the video. This is where we're going on my favorite plays for the 4-game NBA slate for tonight on Draftkings. Before we continue though, if you could leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it. You can also follow me on Twitter at ChrisPinell16. And if you're interested in the spreadsheets I build every single night, and my cheat sheet and my Slack chat, links available in the description below for my Patreon. And I say we get right into the video. So I'm going to give you some of my favorite studs of the slate, and then some of my favorite value plays, which is what I've been doing every single day. So we're going to start off with KarlAnthony Towns at 10,100, and it's pretty much been the theme to start the season. It's pretty much just been play KarlAnthony Towns, and he has started the season off with a bang. He had 73 points versus Brooklyn, and for an encore, he followed that up with an 82-point outing in only 27 minutes, which is over 3 fantasy points per minute, which is on a whole other level versus Charlotte. And for the season, he's sitting at an absurd 2.31 points per minute, which obviously isn't sustainable. But it just shows his insane ceiling on a nightly basis. Timberwolves have the highest implied team total of the slate at 115, and Towns is the engine of this offense with a usage rate of 32%. And pretty much the team goes how he goes, and so far it's been pretty good for KarlAnthony Towns. And now I gotta say, he's had some super soft matchups to start the season with Brooklyn and Charlotte. They both suck versus big men. So I mean, he's taking care of a business here. It's not like he got like 50 or 60 points. He has smashed with 73, 82 points. I mean, that's insane. He did his job. And this actually is a tougher matchup on paper versus Miami. They've been pretty solid versus big men, but I really don't care, especially on a slate of this size. I want my studs, and KarlAnthony Towns is an absolute monster. I don't care who he's facing. And the fact that he isn't even the most expensive player on the slate is kind of a joke to me, no matter the matchup. So I do feel confident in firing him up as your core piece of your lineups tonight. So KarlAnthony Towns, I love him. You got to plug him in my opinion. I know it's a tougher matchup versus Miami, but he should still smash. And then the next guy. So we have a lot of options here. We got LeBron, we got Luka, we got Kyrie Irving, we got, it's just in the guards. I mean, we have Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard, Porzingis. But I actually like Anthony Davis here. Now we can plug him in. I guess we could go to the utility spot. So he's 10,400. And like I said, I like LeBron. I like Luka too. But Davis should smash here. And he's yet to explode so far this season. He had 48 and 45 points, which is a little disappointing for the price you're paying for him. But I think his first explosion game could come versus Charlotte. On the season, he's right behind LeBron in terms of usage rate at 33% compared to LeBron's 34%. And his points per minute is down from 1.7 last season to 1.3. Now, it was expected to come down a little bit playing right alongside LeBron. But still, his numbers should come up, and I do expect it sits around the 1.5, 1.6 range for most of the season. And this is an amazing matchup versus Charlotte, who's getting blitzed by big men right now. You guys saw what Towns did in only 20-some minutes. He scored 82 fantasy points. I'm not saying Anthony Davis is going to, but he's got that kind of similar upside too. We've seen it before. He's the most expensive guy on the slate, but like always, the past few nights, there's always enough value to get him in. And I love loading up on big men because they offer us that, save double upside. And, I mean, he gets the blocks, he gets the steals, he does pretty much everything. So I feel pretty safe with him. He's got a really high ceiling, and I just love locking in Anthony Davis and KarlAnthony Towns here. They give us incredibly high ceilings and a pretty good floor, and I feel really good about them anchoring my lineups. If you give Anthony Davis about 1.5 points per minute in about 35 minutes in a plus matchup, I usually get a projection of around 55 to 60 points with upside for more. The only concern here would be is that they are 13-point favorites, so that gets out of hand early, but he should still get his. I like Anthony Davis' chances to flirt with KarlAnthony Towns as being the highest scoring player on the slate. So we are going to plug him in, and we have a really good core to start with. And next thing I want to talk about is LeBron. So you don't technically have to play all three of these guys, but I just want to point out that I do like LeBron. And I think it's possible to actually fit in all three. I've actually played around with lineups construction so far. You got to punt a lot of positions, but you could fit in all three. I'm not saying you have to. I do prefer the Davis and KarlAnthony Towns combo, but if you can get LeBron in too, I have no problem with that. If you want to play LeBron over Anthony Davis, I get it too to save about 500 salary. But anyway, let's get to LeBron. After a not so great opening night where he had only 46 fantasy points, he turned that up versus Utah where he had 59 fantasy points on 32 points, 10 assists, and 7 boards, just nearly missing a triple-double. He has the highest usage rate on the team at 34%, right above Anthony Davis, and he's sitting at about 1.5 points per minute right now. And for tomorrow night, we have him for minutes in the mid-30s in a solid matchup, so you can do the math there. Should get you around 50-some fantasy points with upside of 60, as always. And on small slates like this, I hate missing out on getting all the studs as I can, so I like the idea of jamming in 3 here if you possibly can. If you want to go a little bit more balanced, I understand just jamming in 2, but I do think it is possible to get in 3 again. And like I said, if you don't want to go starting scrubs, balance is fine. But I really like getting all my studs in. So LeBron James, let's just plug him in for right now. If you don't want to do it, I understand it only leaves you 3,900 left. So, it is what it is. I actually won't just plug him in. So let's just leave it like that. But I do think he's in play. Same with Luka. He's fine too. But for now, let's get some salary options because we have spent pretty much all of our money. So we need to scrape the bottom of the barrel a little bit. I do like to start off with Brandon Clark here at 3,900. So let me find him and then make sure you can see okay. So Brandon Clark, he is 3,900, and so first off, let me say I'm not totally sure if he's going to play or not. He is questionable. He's looking like a wait until after shoot around to see how that goes, kind of see how he feels after that kind of guy because he does have a sore back. But we'll see. But this is a great matchup versus Brooklyn, who's getting killed by big men this season as they did last year, and with Valanciunas having his minutes limited, Clark will continue to get an uptake in minutes until further notice. He's averaging 24 minutes per game on the season, and he's been very effective on the court this season too, averaging slightly above a point per minute, and I have him for roughly about 20 minutes in a plus matchup, so he's one of my favorite value plays on the slate. Should get you over 20 fantasy points, and he's been great this year. 20 fantasy points, 29 fantasy points, 3,900 if he plays. I like him a lot. So we can plug in Brandon Clark here for our first value guy. Then the next guy I like is a guard in Jalen Brunson, and he is right at 4K. And yeah, I like him quite a bit. 4K versus Portland. I don't love the matchup or anything, but he's seeing sufficient minutes, and he has a 21% usage rate when he's on the court. I have him down for about 26 minutes, and he's averaging 0.92 points per minute. So you could, if you do the projection there, you can give him a mean projection around 22 to 23 points, which I will take all day at 4K. In two good matchups this season, he scored 21 points and 28 points. So I like him here at this price. He's got upside too, and probably won't kill your lineups. Not saying he's going to get some 30, 40 point game, but he's fine. I like him at 4K. So we're going to plug him in. So we got two value options right now, and I got one more for you guys. You can plug him in at small forward, and that is going to be Jae Crowder at 4,400 going up against Brooklyn. So he's the last value guy we're going to talk about, and he grades out as actually one of the better value plays on the slate for me right now. Obviously, things can change by tomorrow, but just as of right now at 12 a.m., or I guess 2 a.m., I have him for about 30 minutes, which he's averaged 30 minutes per game so far this season in two games, and he's put up 24 and 29 fantasy points. So far, that's pretty good. It's not bad, and that's good for 0.89 points per minute, which obviously isn't great. But you get what you pay for at this point in the salary. Still, he's gonna see around 30 minutes, and if he gets us roughly about 25 to 30 points, we will take that at this price versus a faster paced Brooklyn team, who does not have the best defensive team in the world. So Jae Crowder, I think he's fine. Not a super exciting ceiling play, but I think he's safe for 25 to 30 fantasy points. So we can plug him in. And I like that start to a lineup. We got two studs in KarlAnthony Towns and Anthony Davis. Then we got some nice value options with upside in Brunson, Crowder, and Clark. And now if we plug in LeBron here, we'll see how it looks. So we have 36.50 remaining. Yeah, it's a little tough. You might have to completely punt a couple positions, but it's whatever. If we could also plug in Porzingis, we could go with Luka. Obviously, I love him. Andrew Wiggins is okay at 6,300. But anyway, you guys can just play around with that. But as of right now, I'm liking that as a solid start to lineup construction. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. If this video was helpful, remember to leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it. You can also follow me on Twitter at ChrisPinell16. And if you're interested in the spreadsheet, I build every single night in my Slack chat and my cheat sheet. Links available in the description below for my Patreon. And if you guys haven't checked out any of my NFL videos yet or my NASCAR video, I'd recommend checking those out. And I'll see you guys in the next video, and I wish you guys the best of luck.